Hello, my name is Dr. Rakitu Dugama, and this video lesson is dedicated to physics English medium A-level students. So today I'm going to talk about magnetic fields from the beginning. As you can see in the right-hand side, I have noted down few topics that I'm going to talk about today. And when we are growing up, so I'm going to add more topics here so that we can eventually complete this lesson. So not only for English medium students, but for single medium students also can refer this because I'm going to teach you the essence of the subject. First of all, we can't proceed this lesson without knowing what is a field. Now we will understand what is a field first. There can be many fields. For example, magnetic fields in this lesson, electric fields, and you know, if you think in general, think about paddy field, think about cotton field, think about oil field. So then you can sort of have a understanding what is a field. This idea, this field idea, can be extended in for many quantities. So it's a field. So now you have to understand what is a field here. This is a field, right? So now field is something that you can represent, in spatial variables. Spatial variables. So what are the spatial variables? You have to understand there are two kind of variables. One is spatial variable, the other one is temporal variable. Temporal variable. Now, what is the difference between spatial variable and temporal variable? This is very easy. Spatial variable would be space dependent, x, y, z in Cartesian. And if you go to cylindrical, you can say r, theta, and z. Or if you go to spherical coordinate system, you can say r, theta, and phi. So all of these are spatial variables. These things define the space. The other type of the variable is temporal variable. Temporal variable would be time, t, time. So field is something which is defined by spatial variables, x, y, z, or any other system, using any other coordinate system. Now, if you think about paddy field here, so it's all about paddy, which is spread in a field, in a space. So now you have the idea. Oil field, magnetic field, electric field, right? So something spread in the space. Now, what about this temporal variable? We are not going to take the temporal part to define a field. Okay. So when we do higher studies, maybe when you do your bachelor's, your master's, your PhDs, so you might get this in Maxwell equations, but for now, you don't have to worry about that. Now, you understand what is a field now. Then, how do you define a field? How to define a field? This is the next question. Now, I'm teaching you these things. When you know these details, you can play with the subject. Otherwise, you are just memorizing the equations and you're getting used to the questions. Okay. Now, I'm teaching you so that you will score, like you will get your desired score. Okay. So how to define a field? We define a field using a field equation. Using a field equation. Now, what is a field equation? Okay. So, example, you can have a function x and y and z. This is a field equation. You can have E as a function of r, this is a field equation. R means the radius, right? You can get b as a function of r, theta, and phi. That's a field equation. Again, if you want, you can get e, r, theta, and phi. This is a field equation. Now, for the simplicity, we would get e as a function of r and b is a function of r. So later on, I will define what is e and what is b. So you might know already electric field. So this is the electric field intensity and b is magnetic field intensity. So later I'm going to do a full video on electric fields, so then you don't have to worry about it. But right now, just take it as granted. So this is electric field here. This is magnetic field here. So in general, this electric field as a function of, written as a function of r, theta, and phi. Magnetic field has written as a function of r, theta, and phi. Now, if you consider symmetry, around theta and phi coordinates, then we can say this E is just a function of R and B is just a function of R. I hope you understand what I am saying. Now, what coordinate system you have used here? Spherical. Spherical coordinate system is used here. Here, what coordinate you have used here? Spherical. Spherical coordinate system you have used here. We don't have to have a deep understanding of this spherical coordinate system, but eventually we have to know that this R, if you see this R in electric fields and magnetic fields, typically most of the teachers don't teach you this. They just put R, and I have seen most of the students think, okay, this R is like X. No, this is not X. Okay, this is radius, which is a quantity of spherical coordinate system. Now, I'm just giving you the notion so that you will understand the essence of this. Now, why we are not including theta and phi is because of the symmetry. Okay, so what do you mean by that? Suppose there is a charge here. This is just an example. Then I'm going to take a sphere. I can draw a sphere here, but I will draw it like a circle. Now, suppose this is a sphere. Suppose this is your take a basketball, right? Inside the basketball, you have a charge particle here. So then you will see electric field lines going through the surface of the basketball, right? So now you can see inside the basketball is a symmetrical object. So it is, the coordinate here is independent of theta and phi. Okay, so I know this is a little deep, but try to understand what I'm saying. Since the basketball is symmetric, right? So the field inside, or the surface, if you look at the surface, that surface is independent of theta and phi. It depends on r only. Why? Because from here to here distance can be r1. From here to here, that can be r2, something like that. Okay, so here that can be something less than these two. Okay, I hope you all understood what I'm teaching here. So now I have discussed what is a field here. Okay, so the first topic is done. So typically, as I told you here, a field is defined by field equations. Field is a field. Okay, for example, oil field is an oil field, right, where you have oil. But how do you define that field? By using an equation. So this is what we have discussed so far. Next, I'm going to discuss what is field line. What is a field line? So, according to our syllabus, I'm going to talk about electric field lines and magnetic field lines. So, I will move into my second page. So, we have already discussed this. Now, let's talk about field lines. So, this lesson, field line, this lesson I'm going to divide into two: electric field line, electric field lines, and magnetic field lines. Let's talk about a field line now. Here you can see so many field lines. I'm using the word field line, but eventually you will understand what is a field line. Here, I will dedicate this part for electric field, and I will dedicate this part for magnetic field. Okay, so these are magnetic field lines. These are magnetic field lines. Now, the direction of the field line would be that. Now, you might wonder, how do you make field lines? Suppose you have bunch of charge particles here. In this area, you have bunch of positive charge particles. I would say Q. Okay, Q. So you know, field lines are originated from positive, from a positive charge, or from positive charges. When it comes to magnetic field lines, here you can consider you have a big north pole. Okay, so field lines are originated from a north pole. Okay, so these are called magnetic field lines. These are called electric field lines. Now we will go deep and understand what is a field line essentially. When it comes to electric field, and suppose you are going to put a positive unit charge, this would be a positive unit charge. That would be positive 1 coulomb. Okay, positive unit charge. Okay, so when you use a positive unit charge, having a positive charge in the left hand side, meaning the electric field is to the right, then this charge particle, right, this charge tends to move to right, this direction. Okay, so we define an electric field line as a possible direction of a positive charge particle. Okay, what is the electric field line means? Possible direction of a um, positive unit charge. Okay, so if you put another charge here, positive unit charge 1 coulomb, this tends to move that way. So then we call that direction would be the field line. That would be the field line. Okay, so that would be electric field lines. Now when it comes to magnetic field, okay, when it comes to magnetic field, instead of, because why I am having these two fields here, you can sort of compare electric field and magnetic field, and you can understand, you can have the big picture. So that's why I'm comparing these two. Now to have a magnetic field line, what you are going to do, we will put a north pole here. Okay, we will put a north pole, north. Okay, so if you put a north pole, you will see this, there you have north and north, so definitely there will be a repelling force. So this repels that way. Okay. Okay. So you put a north pole here. So that repels that way. If you put another one here, see, that repels that way. So now you understand. Look at the pictures. The picture will tell you the story, right? So magnetic field line would be possible direction, possible direction, possible direction of a um, north pole, of a north pole. Okay. So in the exam, nobody is going to ask what is electric field line, what is magnetic field line, but we should know the meaning to understand the questions and to approach the questions correctly. Now, I hope you understand what is field line, electric field line and magnetic field line. I have already discussed. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, so this is already discussed. Now I'm going to do, I'm going to explain what is flux. What is flux? Okay. And then I'm going to describe what is magnetic flux. Okay. So this concept flux is not a big deal. Flux means lot of field lines, bunch of field lines, right? A lot of field lines. Okay, so that we call flux. How do you understand this? How do you understand this? Suppose you have a fan here. Okay, so I can't draw it properly because okay, suppose this is your fan. Okay, and suppose this is you. And once you turn on the fan, you can see the wind is blowing into you, right? The wind is blowing into you like this. Okay, so this is flux. You can consider this is as flux. Flux is bunch of things coming into you. Okay, if it is air, you can say air flux. If it is magnetic, if it is due to magnetic field, so you can say magnetic flux. If it is due to electric field, you can say electric flux. Okay, so it is like that. Okay, not necessarily it wouldn't come straight away, right? So it can go that way also. It doesn't matter, but somehow bunch of field lines, okay, bunch of field lines emitting or going away from the source. Okay, so this is your source. Bunch of field lines going away from the source. So that is all about flux. It's very easy. Okay, so now with this description, you can see there are 4 field lines. So you can say this is flux. Okay, so overall this is a flux, electric flux. And in magnetic fields, you can see bunch of field lines going away from this north pole, this north pole. So this is flux. Okay, this is flux. Now, when it comes to magnetic flux, so here I'm going to talk about magnetic flux. Okay, here I'm going to do magnetic flux. So you can generally draw a flux like that. Okay, and these are magnetic field lines. Okay, so these are magnetic field lines. These are magnetic field lines. And we can say this is your magnetic flux. Okay, this is your magnetic flux. So my today's goal is over. Okay, my today's goal is over. So I wanted to discuss mainly the background to this to the magnetic field, so that you will know the most of the introductory part of the subject. In next couple of videos, what I'm going to do, I'm going to extend this knowledge, and then I'm going to teach you what is magnetic field strength or magnetic field, and then I'm going to compare that with electric field strength or electric field, intensity, and then I'm going to define the equations, and then I'm hoping to go from there. So my main goal is to teach you the subject completely from the beginning, so that most of the English medium students can get the advantage. For single medium students also can visit this and try to learn what I'm delivering. If you have any questions, you can email me. So I'm going to um, display my email address in the video. Okay. So thanks for listening.